This one is the Grand Imperial Porter.
Sweet.
I'll be good at not sing any songs from Carnival. So I'm anxious to try it. It's new. It's a new one to me.
And do you know anything about the Grant? Is it the Grant Brewery? I take it. Do you know anything about them?
No, I don't. I just was looking for something to surprise us, Jeremy. That's all. And
well, it's got a nice dark brown color with ruby or garnet highlights. It's kind of a lovely beer. Nice head.
so, how is your? You said you're Polish, right? So go ahead. You read the brewery name to me. In the very fine print at the bottom. Brewery Amber something or other. I do not speak Polish.
I would say Biel Kooko, but I have no idea. I don't speak Polish either. My family's from Chicago via Danzig or Gdańsk, Poland. Wow, that's malty. That's lovely.
It is malty, but there is a little. There is definitely a little bit of DMS in it. I don't know what quality malt they're getting. You pick up just a little bit of the fresh or almost creamed corn in this case. Many of the lager malts have a fair amount of DMS in it, and depending on how you treat it the rest of the way, some of it will continue through.
So for those people at home who don't know what DMS is, what is that?
Dimethyl sulfide, and it's most commonly described as like raw corn, creamed corn. Sometimes when it gets into the more off ones, you end up with more cabbagey, both raw and cooked cabbage as it gets going on. This one is just real slight, and in a lot of lagers, it's very, very typical to get it.
Yeah, it's part of the flavor profile for most lagers.
Right.
And it doesn't come from adjunct. When you add corn to beer, you do get that corn flavor, but when you get the slight DMS flavor, that's actually from the malt. It's not from adjunct like corn or corn syrup.
And 6-row has more of it than 2-row. And the lighter ones tend to have a little bit more of it than the darker ones. So the Pilsner malts, even if it's 2-row, if it's a Pilsner malt, you'll get a little bit more of it. And the way to get rid of most of it is by boiling, but you can't get rid of all of it. It's got just a hint of smokiness to it as well. As though they may have, they may actually start the kettle very early so that they're actually scorching some of the early sugars in there just a little bit. Adds a little bit of depth to the nose. This has got a lot of fruitiness.
Yeah, I was going to mention that, but
but it's malty fruity. Yeah. It's malt fruitiness. It's not fermentation fruitiness at all. It's not showing up on the nose at all. It's only showing up on the palate, and it's some of the darker malts that they're using, and it could be some caramel coloring as well to bump these up. The other thing is that these are often really great bargains as well. This one was $2.25 for the half-liter bottle.
It's not bad.
Yeah, and some of them, you get into, and if you get in some of the Polish neighborhoods and find some of them, it's sometimes cheaper than Budweiser. So
American Budweiser,
yes,
not Budvar.
Not Budvar, no, or Czechvar as we're supposed to call it over here.
Yeah.
Some of my happiest memories of drinking Polish porter is in Hamtramck, which is this tiny little speck of a town completely surrounded by the city of Detroit. And it is known for two things. It's the heart of the Polish community in Detroit, and it's also the world headquarters for electronica.
Oh, there you go.
So you get some really fascinating. But there's a couple of great restaurants there where you could have a couple of these and more food than you could imagine, and get out for like $10, and have leftover food to take home. Well, Jeremy, here's to some lagers. It's been a while.
Yeah, here's to lager. Dark lagers even. Cheers.